Okay, so it is 1:10 now, so I'm going to go ahead and start with the second portion of the guide, and that is going to be where to find the players that you want, because players have been changed slightly. Actually, no, excuse me, it's a pretty significant change what's happened with them, with the change with the Awakening Stars major update. And to be honest with you, it's a lot easier. There is now zero excuse, okay? Zero excuse for you to not have a Clover team now. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner. It doesn't matter if you've been a long-standing player of the game. There's no excuse now. You should have a Clover team, and if you don't, we need to start building one, and I'm going to show you how. So that begs the question: where do I find these players? Okay, so the go to story mode, right? We're gonna go all the way down to chapter one. You're actually gonna find everyone that you want within here. So we're gonna talk about two things. Well, actually, no, excuse me, three things. Okay, because I also wanted to make this guide not just about Clover, but about efficient farming. So the first portion is let's get started with actually building a Clover team. So that first question would be, where am I going to find all the 2-star and maybe 3-star if you like the character for my element? Okay, you're going to go ahead and you're going to go to chapter 1 for everyone but light. Okay, if you go to chapter 1, if you go to chapter 1, you will actually be able to pick up every single dark 2-star and 3-star player. One of the players, Juvel, who you see there at the very rightmost currently of the reward drop list, she used to be only available either by drawing or by scouts. That's been changed. Every single character who was draw exclusive slash scout exclusive is now available through drops in story mode. So for everybody who likes to, collect out there, make your life easier. So yeah, you can get every single 2-star and 3-star dark player in 1-1. So if you want to build a Clover team based on dark, there you go. If you want to build Ardor, then you want to go to chapter 1-2, where same thing. Every 2-star and 3-star player, with the exception of Sam and Noah, are available here. You'll also have 1-star Spirit Stones for here and for 1-1, but nobody cares about 1-star Spirit Stones. You shouldn't be using them. Those are strictly fodder to gather cores. For Whirlwind players, you will find Whirlwind players beginning on chapter 1-6. 1-6 again contains every single Whirlwind 2-star and 3-star. That includes the formerly drop exclusive, excuse me, draw and Scott exclusive, which was Saunir, who you see there again on the far right of the drop list shown there. Same as before, this also includes 1-star Spirit Stones. Again, fodder, please do not build these. For Thunder players, you want to go to chapter 1-10. Here, everybody will be available. Same thing, 3-stars, 2-stars, they're all here. 1-star Spirit Stones, but again, we're skipping Spirit Stones. Finally, we have Light players. You'll get Light players in chapter 2. You go to chapter 2-3. Chapter 2-3 has every single Light player available that's 2 and 3-star, along with 1-star Spirit Stones. It's going to take a little more time than before, because before the major patch, you could just go to 1-1, 1-2, 1-3, and you can pick up every single. Well, you can pick up some of the Ardor players, and there were no Spirit Stones, so that was an ideal spot to farm for GP. That was an ideal spot to farm, farm for Clovers if you wanted to start the Clovering there, and it was a decent GP spot because it was 4 2-star players and 1 3-star player. So that unfortunately we don't have that anymore. So this does hurt our GP building ability. That's gonna basically make us want to farm uh, minions, but be aware you're going to want a a cushion now because of this, especially if we end up landing on bad minions. For example, next week is Sue, so you better build up your GP. So that covers where to find all the 2 and 3-star players. So now you know where to go to get started on a Clover team. The next part, right? Let's say you already have a Clover team, right? Now you want to know, cool, where do I farm for efficiency? So, I'm glad you asked that. And if you didn't, well, I'm going to tell you anyway. There's two things that matter the most when it comes to farming efficiently now, and that is spirit stones, and the other one is gold. Okay? The gold efficiency, I don't believe it's been figured out yet, and I'm not going to do the math on that. It used to be the last chapter for, excuse me, it used to be the last chapter on the hardest difficulty was one of the most efficient, and then there was one somewhere in the middle. But when it comes to that, it's really irrelevant now. You should really be farming gold match when it pops up, because now gold match wastes less time. The reason being is because gold match now, when you do gold match, it actually gives you nothing but swirlies and gold. Before, it would waste time by giving you two-star players at low level, and that was a waste of time because once you capped out on inventory space, you had to go and you had to sell all the two-stars, so you're not going to do anything about. Okay, so just focus on that for now. Sooner or later, we're gonna have someone's gonna figure out where the most efficient gold farming spot is, but given the fact that now GP farming isn't as efficient in story mode, it's more than likely that we're all gonna be sticking to boss minions. But we'll see. Whenever that happens, I'll probably make an addendum to this guide, or rather, actually no, I'll probably just make a separate little video on a side note, and then the written version of this guide will contain the efficient farming spots once I find out where it is, either by me figuring it out myself or if someone in the community goes ahead and finds it. Okay, so I wanted to cover two more farming things when it comes to this before taking a break and going to the next portion of the guide. And that is one, where is the easiest place or the most efficient place to get level 10 two-star fodder? And I'll explain why I do that. You can build two stars as easy fodder if you have training managers. And even if you don't, it's still pretty efficient to do this because you doing it that way, that's going to save you some penguins, which you should be instead using on higher rarity players, aka 3 stars. Well, no, sometimes 3 stars, but mainly 4 stars and above when you're building special training fodder. So, where to get the level 10 2-star fodder per element? Excuse me. You actually want to go back to story mode. Even though you can get it on mission mode, also it's much faster, thus more efficient doing it in story mode. You'll be going to chapter 13 and beyond. For chapter 13, you go to chapter 13-3, where even though you see narrow here, you actually have light on the drop list. Every single drop here for 2-star players. I'm not sure on 3 stars, but for at least for but they don't matter because you're gonna sell them for GP anyway. For 2-star players, every single 2-star player that drops here will be level 10. Okay, and the reason why I say that this is such a big deal is because previously I would build fodder on rival matches. The hardest difficulty for rivals give you level 10 players, and if you pick up 6 of them in total, you put them together, that's a level 22-star player already ready for special training. Now, if you have, but the thing is, look at the cost here. With my managers reducing the price, it's 3 stamina. If we go over to the space-time continuum, we go to a rival match. The rival match is 10. Okay, 10 GP, 20 if you don't have any managers. So that's a 70% cut in stamina expenditure for what you're doing. Sure, it's less money and you're not getting a rival, but you're getting stuff built up faster, and that's it's gonna be more effective anyway to build fodder. So 13-3 is for light players. Same as before, all the light players are present, and then we got 2-star stones and 1-star stones, but those are all strictly to be sold. If you want to get ardor players for fodder, then you want to go to 13-4. 13-4, all ardor, level 10. For thunder players, you'll be going to 13-6. They're all there. For dark players, you'll be going to 13-7. And finally, for whirlwind, you'll be going to 13-9. So now that we're done with that, now we're going to go to the most important one, spirit stones. Now, spirit stone farming is extremely important because one, that's how you get you're going to get your uniques. You're going to get your legendary uniques, which is end game material. You're going to go ahead and get your cores, which you also need for end game materials for LUQs, etc., etc. So where to farm those? I have those written down as well. I took the time to do this. Hopefully this doesn't change because the way that they have it set up on some of these stages is a little weird. But whenever they whenever they do patches, I'm going to keep an eye on it and see where the changes are made on story mode drops. And if they do, then I'll make another video to amend those changes and keep everybody properly informed. So where to go for for 3-star spirit stones per element. For this, we have to go to mission mode. For here, we go to mission mode, and it begins on chapter 8. We go to chapter 8-2, and here you will see only 3-star spirit stones. These are worth it because they can all evolve into 4-star spirit stones, which is the highest grade before going into unique 5-star and LUQ 6-star. Now, the reason why I'm telling you to pay attention here, don't just ignore this part of the video and just go to whatever. Because if, for example, if we go to 8-3, 8-3 has 2 stars. We don't want 2 stars. So, like I said, some of these got slipped in. That's why I'm a bit suspicious if this is going to get changed later or if that was just done to keep people guessing and not just have people just blindly farming somewhere thinking it's easy mode. So, like I said, it's 8-2. 8-2 has strictly 2-star stones. We go to 8-8. And on 8-8 is where we go for dark stones, all 3 stars. For thunder, we will be going to chapter 9-9. You'll find all 3-star thunderstones here. For whirlwind, we go up to chapter 10, and it'll be 10-4. 10-4 will contain whirlwind 3 stars. And last but not least, for light, we'll be going to 10-9. All threes. So those are the early stages you can pick up for 3-star stones. I sincerely recommend you stick to what I've pointed out because here, right? Because here, those are the easiest. And the thing is, mission mode actually does ramp up the quote unquote difficulty. And by difficulty, I just mean that they have a crap load of HP. Like, right here, they're already starting to get to S rank rating. But when you get to the later chapters, it actually gets, their HP levels get out of control. Like, for example, the very last chapter, you're actually facing a double L team, I think it is. So, and some of these actually require a bit of a setup if you want to finish them, quickly. I believe this one right here features a Jin and then a Kirin front, I think it is. Yep, Jin and a Kirin front. And it's a bit of a pain to get this dealt, to get this taken care of by a standard team. You're gonna want an OHKO setup for this sort of thing. So yeah, those are the most efficient portions for this. So that covers that. So I'm gonna break here, and then I'm gonna show you how it looks when you train your players. That's gonna be the shortest portion, and then it'll also give you some team examples when it comes to farming efficiently. So I'm gonna break here. It is 1:24.